What a great pleasure it is to welcome to What's Next, Morne Hugo, who is the executive for Microsoft training at Mecer Inter-Ed. Morne, great to see you again. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you, Aki. It's good to see you too. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has certainly been a while. It's an interesting portfolio. For those who don't know what Mecer Inter-Ed services are, as a learning partner in South Africa for Microsoft, what exactly do you do? Let's define that.
Yeah, that's fairly easy, and let's start with the easy question. So in Mecer Inter-Ed, we have three pillars. We have IT technical training, which is the delivery of technical training courses, approximately 1 to 5 days in duration, but most importantly, they are vendor accredited, which means that we as a business undergo a rigorous process to meet the vendor criteria as a business, ensure that our facilitators are certified by the vendor through the trainer process, and of course are certified on the subjects that they train. From a workforce development aspect, we have a department that focuses on youth programs, which is endorsed by both our CETA and vendors such as Microsoft. This is aimed at skilling youth and ultimately leads them into a career within the IT environment. Several of these programs, such as Workforce of the Future and our Java development program, even requires a placement commitment of 80% and more. And then the last and most importantly is our talent division, which aligns to our youth development program, which really goes about and assists us with the placement of these learners in a workplace, either as temporary or permanent employment services.
Morné, that's absolutely fantastic, because we know that there's this massive skills shortage that's happening globally at the moment. And it's great that you're able to train these people, certify them, and then place them in a job situation because there's massive gaps. So well done on doing that. I think that's fantastic. I imagine the pandemic had some kind of impact on your business and business in South Africa. How did the pandemic affect you guys?
Yes, Aki, quite interesting. MI started in June 2019 as the training arm of the Muster Group. And like everyone else, we had absolutely no idea what was coming our way within the next 12 months. As a born-in-the-cloud learning partner, we had already enabled our business by incorporating multiple cloud solutions such as Microsoft 365, Microsoft Azure, and most importantly, Microsoft Dynamix 365. We also had no idea what positive manner this would impact our business in. Our initial focus as we launched was on other regions such as the US and Australia by delivering virtual training solutions into those regions. The SA training market prior to the pandemic, although I frequently joke about this, the quality of the training was only as good as the food you served at lunch. Employees or students in SA attended in person. That was a cultural thing, and that completely changed due to the pandemic. I'd even state that had the pandemic been shorter, that the training industry would have reverted back to the classroom. But due to the extended period of the pandemic, new habits were formed and virtual instructor-led became the norm. For us, because of our processes and most importantly, our customer experience systems, we were able to switch on a virtual solution for South Africa. And from the one day to the next, adjust to a challenging landscape. Because of this, we grew exponentially through the pandemic. We came out stronger on the other end. We adapted, we changed because we were able to do so. We boast that we are agile and we proved it in the period. And we grew because our systems could manage the day-to-day, whilst we were able to focus on the business and our instructors could focus on what's most important to our business, our students. And today, we run approximately 35 courses, 80% all virtual instructor-led training courses.
Geez, Morné, that's pretty amazing, and it's all done virtually, right?
That is correct, using Microsoft technologies as the backbone.
That's amazing. So, and is it mainly students from South Africa? I imagine from the entire country, but are you getting like international students as well coming in from the continent, or is it just South Africa?
Yes, Aki, some of our customers have got a footprint across Africa. So we have, and certainly what virtual instructor-led training has led to is that you can service the whole of Africa from one location. But of course, working with organizations with a footprint in Africa, we're now able to service them in Africa regions as well. And of course, our facilitators are also utilizing the time difference to deliver into Australia and the US.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. Now, I frequently hear about how companies are adopting online or e-learning as a replacement for instructor-led training. Now, the primary drive behind this, we all know, it's all about cost savings today. People are trying to cut costs. What is your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Aki, this is an age-old opinion, even a statement going back to my early days when I started in this industry. Firstly, let me state, I believe that there's a place for both e-learning and instructor-led training, which both has its own pros and cons. Going back to the early 2000s, I was told that what we do would be replaced by e-learning. That e-learning was the future, and 20 years on, I still hear that same message. If I look back, I see e-learning rearing its head like waves from the ocean. It comes at times, especially economically tough times, because it is a cheaper option, but not necessarily a cheaper solution. Instructor-led training, in short, it is delivered by a certified and capable instructor that responds to questions, ensuring that there's an understanding of the concepts. This is then applied in a practical manner, ensuring that the student not only understands the theory, but knows how to apply it. The outcome after a week is a new usable skill that makes an immediate difference. On the opposite of that is e-learning, that you study in your own time, between your work and your personal commitments, most often over an extended period, leading to a learning curve in your environment which relates further to cost if this is the cloud. So I know from personal experience that the world today is more demanding. We struggle to balance all our commitments. And additional of a self-paced course, well, it's like my alarm in the morning. It has a snooze option. So although organizations don't feel the immediate impact of the above, it is felt over time as those organizational skill sets slowly but surely will decrease.
Oh, wow. And Morné, is it quite easy to, if there's a company watching this and they say, listen, we've got a couple of skill sets that we need to improve on within our organization, how do they get in touch with Mecer? How do they engage with you to get their employees onto your different programs and upskill people? How does that process work?
So, Aki, it's very simple. All they have to do is reach out to us. They can phone in. They can, of course, go to our website, which is mecerinter.co.za. And as soon as they reach out to us, we will engage with them. We have a group of individual salespeople, account managers, we rather say, and the account managers are supported by vendor alliance managers that have got depth and understanding across all of the vendors that we deliver on. But we will do a handholding process with these organizations, ascertain what skills that they need, build learning journeys for each one of those companies, and then assist them in terms of delivering it. We do it over an extended period of time. We do it based on what budgetary requirements are possible, what is available. And we do it as a partnership.
And I see you do Dynamix as well, which is pretty big at the moment. A lot of companies are deploying Dynamix, and I mean you've got from beginner right up to advanced level that you guys do, which is fantastic. And I believe that congratulations are in order. You've not only won the Microsoft Learning Partner of the Year for 2022 in South Africa, but you've now moved on to win the 2023 Microsoft Learning Partner of the Year worldwide. I mean, that's pretty extraordinary. I mean, this is massive. So congratulations to Mecer Inter-Ed on winning this award. What does it mean?
Yeah, okay, my tummy is turning and you can see the smile on my face. And I'm still struggling to find the words that express how I feel about this award, the joy, the gratitude, and probably the value that this award holds for all learning partners in developing countries. In all honesty, I never expected that a learning partner in South Africa would ever win this award. It's been 20 plus years since this has happened, and even now we are debating what that award was. On a global level, we are competing against companies where they alone exceed our country's volumes. The scale that they deliver on, the customer they deliver to is just on a completely different level. So yes, it's a really big thing. Because although we couldn't beat them on volume, we had to do it on every other aspect and beat them on what we do and the way we do it. So to answer you why we won, first of all, it's because of the culture within the business. It's not a job, but a passion. And it's a passion that drives all those in the business to step forward, step up with regards to everything that they are doing. We think out of the box with regards to our solutions. We assess and address the shortcomings in the market, both locally and abroad, and we work as a cohesive team with Microsoft to assist them, their partner ecosystem, and their customers. So some of the things that we did differently, we brought out the Partner Skills Academy that assists Microsoft partners to achieve their designation requirements. For the youth in South Africa, we created the Workforce of the Future program that not only enables youth, but also assists Microsoft partners in acquiring highly skilled individuals, which at the same time is closing the skills gap that is growing in South Africa. We built a course for non-technical people using kinesthetic learning as the learning methodology, and we created a diversity inclusion program called You Can Do IT, where we are changing the lives of 10 ladies, onboarding them on a technical training program that took 4 months, removing obstacles such as financial constraints, ensuring that they are placed on completion so that they too can support the lives of immediate family members. So to close off on this, I just want to say what you do matters.
Yes.
What we do in South Africa gets noticed. And that in developing countries makes a difference. So this was always a dream, and as corny as it sounds, dreams come true.
Well, listen, congratulations, and I think it's a phenomenal achievement. Never mind winning South Africa, but you won it, worldwide, and that's well done to you guys. I mean, what a phenomenal achievement! It says a lot about the work that you guys are doing. Now, you mentioned your Microsoft Partner Enablement Program earlier. Could you explain the benefits of this program? How does it work? What does it do?
Yes. So we created the Partner Skills Academy as a learning platform that provides Microsoft partners with the ability to access several training tools, which then, of course, assist them in achieving their Microsoft designations. That's vital to their business to validate their organization's capabilities, and then to upskill their technical staff on cloud-based technologies. So the platform is accessible online, provides both instructor-led training and e-learn options, and both of those are complemented with exam preparation material and exam vouchers. Naturally, this is done from a co-funded manner where Microsoft has stepped up to assist with significant discounts on all of the above. It is a Microsoft partner-only learning tool that we now manage across Africa.
Okay. And you mentioned that you use kinesthetic, am I pronouncing it correctly? Kinesthetic learning as a mechanism. Well, but I mean, you're using this mechanism to deliver IT training. That's quite interesting, considering that kinesthetic learning refers to learning by utilizing a sense of touch and movement. How does it work?
Yes. Well, on a challenge level out of 10, I'd probably rate this as a 12. Late last year, we engaged with Microsoft on an idea called taxonomy games. The concept of this was a bit ludicrous at first, summarized as technical delivery on Microsoft cloud technologies, covering Microsoft Azure, Microsoft 365, and Microsoft Security, but doing so without the use of technology. Right. Needless to say, the MIE took on the challenge, and I'd say after approximately 3 months of collaboration with Microsoft, our vendor alliance managers, operations managers, marketing managers, and a handful of instructors, we created a course that enables non-technical staff that are required to sell or discuss Microsoft technologies using kinesthetic learning as the basis to do so. So in short, we relooked the entire learning process, included multiple activities where both instructor and the attendee are engaged to provide an outcome, to learn about the cloud without the cloud, and in doing so in a fun and activity-filled manner. So today with taxonomy games, it is different because, and it's extremely successful. We're delivering it to government, we're delivering it to Microsoft distributors, their customer and telcos as an example. We've taken this across to multiple cities in South Africa, and we are about to start a couple of tours across Africa and redelivering it in the Africa countries. So we really are extremely proud. And this is, again, just showing you by working collaboratively as a team with Microsoft, what one can achieve.
Now, Morne, you've been doing this for a long time. Where do you see the future of training? Where is it going? Where will it be like in 5 or even 10 years from now? And I know it's difficult to predict the future, but you've seen such an interesting evolution in the last decade to where we are today. And I mean, how interactive training is improving every single day. Where do you see it in the future?
Yeah, Aki, I wish I had a crystal ball to actually predict exactly where it's going to be. I'd be molding the business in that direction already. But I think where we're at in the space that we're at, because we work with a lot of vendors that are actually leading in the space, we get early access to content. We see the direction that they're moving in. We get to move with it in that direction. If I go back 5, 7, 8 years, I see a very different IT environment, all being on-prem, multiple people doing a lot of work, and just focus on managing on-prem environments. We saw the cloud being born. We saw how, and it's not that those roles became redundant, but we saw the simplicity in how those roles could be handled and managed, and how all of those individuals could be reskilled and recertified in other areas. And of course, we saw the benefit as we saw how businesses leap forward. You know, if you take the pandemic, if the pandemic had happened 15 or 10 years ago, I think how we would have dealt would have been very limiting in terms of how we dealt with it now. So in the coming years, I'm very excited. I'm excited to see how things are evolving. I think that the pace that it's evolving at is ever increasing. We talk about Chat GPT. We talk about the AI at artificial intelligence, which was mere discussions a year ago. And look today, look at how quickly it's already becoming involved and included in our lives. And I think that's what the future holds for us. We are rapidly going forward at an increasing pace, where technology will not just be required by individuals managing technology, but by all people living in their homes and in their businesses.
Wow, it sounds very exciting. Morne Hugo, who is the executive for Microsoft training at Mecer Inter-Ed, thank you for joining us and sharing those insights. So what a fascinating environment you work in, Morne. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much, Aki, and thank you very much for making the time available.